YouTube fans, here again. I remember doing a TV series, A Few of them, and I said I'd do it. So that being Star Trek, the motion picture. That's right, let's both to go where no man's gone before. So we start with Star Trek, the motion picture. Now, the success of the Star Trek series, and plus they did 3 seasons of it, sadly to say, as we know, in 1969 it went off the air because it was on the worstest network going, that being the ABC network. But they never thought it was going to be a big success. Of course, in the early 70s, they had 2 seasons of an animated series where the cast and the actors would appear doing the voiceovers because it was animated. Then, a couple of days later, they decided they wanted to do one called The Next Mission. I think it was one, The Next Mission. And it never happened. They had the cast, they had the actors, so which was going to have another actor to play a Falcon. It could be Dr. Spock, it could be totally different Falcon altogether. They was going to have Feezer in it, it just was in the motion picture. They had it all. And it never happened, but during the late 80s, it sort of did it. It was called Star Trek The Next Generation. We all know that one. So, because of the big success, people think, Pete, what the fuck's this got to do with Star Trek? Allow me to finish. Because of the big success of Star Wars, they put it on hold and decided why not make a film. So they're bringing all the original actors, William Shatner, James Seymour, and so on, to play by their roles. Now the actors we know being James Seymour, not James Seymour, the actors. Coming out with his name there, but shit on names. We all know Dr. Spock, about doing the Falcon move on me. He was weren't going to come back. Weren't going to come back. They wanted more money. He weren't going to do it. He weren't admitted if it's going to be that good. But then, out of luck, they offered to give him more money. He had a change of heart and he played his role as Dr. Spock. Which I'm kind of happy without the movies and the TV series may rest. I can't do the Falcon move. I can't do the move. I'm trying. Oh, I give up. Right. Without Dr. Spock, wouldn't be the same. Now, I do know the movie version had 2 versions. You had the theatrical release and you had the director's cut. Sadly to say, the director's cut is a pain in the ass to find. It really is. You can only get the theatrical. And it's the same. Because I remember once seeing a director's cut on an old VHS, and it's the only way you can get it. There's a lot more in it. You got Dr. Spock flying. There's a lot more of Alora. Alora's fancying the ass of Caesar, and so on. And sad to say that never happened. It was not the case. But it's not a bad one I've got. The one I've got, you do get the original theatrical opening, which did happen a lot in the theatres in them days, where you get a bit of music before you get your popcorn and all that stuff, in the golden days of theatre, and then the film would start up. I've got to admit, the music is like good actually, you know, I'm not going to do the rest, I'll kill it. But it definitely makes the days from from the TV series. You do get a little bit of a love letter from the 60s solo. You do get a monologue with William Shatner as Captain Deputy Stewart, if I can pronounce his name right. And I do admit the Enterprise looks beautiful. You can see it's not a model, you can see it's not a made little toy, which I know they've improved in the series now with CDR. That's one thing I love to CDR. It really looks like a big Enterprise. It's big, it's bold, it's beautiful. They do bring Caesar in it, and I do know the actress, Macy Rest, I know she's no longer with us, who I remember being the villain in one of Sylvester Stallone films, that being Nighthawks. I do remember they did a slaphead like me. They did a slaphead. They cut her hair, they saved her hair. She was actually crying when they did it, because, you know, it's a beautiful long hair. Just to play that role. But they did it, so I had to loot her. And so on. So you get the music. I gotta admit, the costumes, as they went on the films, the costumes do look better. It kind of reminds me a bit of the 60s soul, but a little bit different and a lot lighter. They're a lot this and a lot that. And the actors are not really that old in it, compared to the later ones where they're 50 something. I remember I hear them starting there, all the others like 40 something when they did the first film, being the motion picture. And you can see they're having a ball. It feels like they've not left the series, even though it's a movie. It's big, it's bold, it's beautiful. A lot of people were whinting saying nobody's getting shot. It's not as faithful to the series. But to me, if you like 2000 in Space Oddity, you're going to like this. You're going to like it, 'cause that's what it is. It's like big, it's bold, it's like where no man's ever gone before, and this is the one. So I love the scene, I love the Enterprise, I love everything about it. When Frieza gets sapped with that laser, she fades, you feel for her. And a lot of other characters I like, they bring them back and they play the role. I do get a little bit of Dr. Spock. They're going to try and take his emotions, but he has to change the fire and he comes back. I do know in certain versions they've altered the effects on it compared to how his alien planet originally looked. And like I say, they're going to this vortex. It looks amazing, it's tempting, it's beautiful, the effects, mogul work, set. How I miss them days. How I miss them fucking days of practical. So there's a bit with Dr. Spock kind of fine. I love the bit with his flying along. He does a Falcon move and he gets electrocuted, but of course he doesn't die. So that's one thing. I think in the director's one, adapted to gold, so not the gold, but he basically does that. I can say it in words, but he might as well do. And he saves his mate Dr. Spock. But it says it's not in the film. There's a bit, like I say, where Dr. Spock's laughing, he's crying, he gets more emotional. Again, sad to say, not in the theatrical. It's just a damn shame, because there's a lot more character building in the director's cut. And I do know there's a bit, it does always make me chuckle when they do get Frieza back, because he's sort of like this android. He says, she's like a child. This is what Dr. Spock says. She's like a child. Please, treat her like a child. You know, she's learning again. And I love the bit where Dr. Bone says, your child is throwing a temper tantrum, Spock. What do you want us to do? Give her a smanking? It kind of makes me laugh, that scene, but I can see what they're getting at. You got one guy, you got being his love interest. I do know he's had a past with kids. I'm not going to put the rest in detail, but in this, I'm on about the character, not the person in real life. I know in real life he did a stummy thing, but I'm on about the character. So he's sort of pissed with Dr. Spock because he wanted the Enterprise. He wanted to run it, but Captain Turk wants to come back and prize the Enterprise. He's been away for so long because I made the film again. And I do love the bit where they beam up, with these aliens, and by accident, the beam up was fucked and they end up dying, which is that sad. It doesn't show too much, but you can imagine the death was not a nice death. So I respect it for that. I didn't need to see too much blood and gore. And like I said, they go to the alien planet. Frieza wants to finger, the dies her love interest, they both slapped to death. I do know the director's cut, there's a lot more in that. Again, pain in the ass, you're never going to see it. But I love the bit where the place blows up. Captain Turk, Dr. Spock, Dr. Bones, Alora, Lulu, so on. They fire off. And without choking. And I love the bit where Ian Sartre says, let's go, when old man's gone before. And then it fires off, the end. And I love it. I love the bit where they go in that time vortex and it goes slow mode. It goes, like laser beams. That to me, honest to God, if you've never took drugs, you've never had cocaine, you've never had funny tablets, or anything else, you don't need it. What's fucking start that the motion picture? I just love the bit where they go in that time vortex and it's going slow mode and it's like that. Different than the 60s one where they're bouncing around on the set. I just love the bit where it goes slow mode. It's fire torpedoes. And that scene, honest to fuck, is mad. It's a local tip. But I love the film. I think the film's got a good art. People didn't really rate it. I do admit the costumes do get better when they got to the Wrath of Time, the search for Spock, and so on. But it didn't bother me. It just felt a bit like the 60s. So a little bit different. It's more light. There's a bit with Dr. Spock. Looks like he's still wearing his blue costume from the 60s. I didn't mind it. I could definitely see how they altered it when they got more into the other films. But the motion picture, even though it wasn't as successful as they wanted it to be, a lot of people thought, oh, it's going to be like Star Wars. It often must have been big because it made a sequel, it made The Search for Spock, sort of go on, and it was all successful. But I don't mind it, I just feel myself. It's one of them. It's one of them. If you like 2010 Space Oddity, you're gonna like this. It's to me, this feels like what Captain Church says when he always says that line that's boldly go where no man has gone before. You get that feeling once you start at the motion picture. You get that feeling. It was a big success. It was very iconic. I love the characters. I love Caesar, Macy West. I love the other characters. I love it. But to them, be smart, be safe, and why not? An 8-star rating from me into them. Can't do it, I'll try and do it. I give up. I'll see you later. I'll do a focus movie instead. See you later.